Okay, so it's Labor Day today, and so I posted some videos about happiness. Um, it's important to remember why we have Labor Day. It's not just so we can have a 3 day weekend in September. It's because a lot of people actually were beaten, and some people even died, so that we could have this thing called a weekend and a 40-hour work week instead of having to basically be wage slaves to the powers that be. Unfortunately, we have slid back a little bit, um, but it's interesting to note because this is a centennial of women's suffrage. 2020, 1920 is when women got the right to vote. Um, it's also, you know, a pretty big anniversary because of all the civil rights icons that we've lost in the last 12 months. Even though it's not a huge year, it's not like 75 years or 100 years, but it's still a really important year for civil rights. Um, the reason why I'm talking about this is because the Constitution talks about happiness. We believe that people have the inalienable rights, life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness. This is important to note because this is different than the French Constitution, which they based it on, and the French Bill of Rights that they wrote during their revolution, which was life, liberty, the inviolability of the person, private property. There's one I always forget. And, you know, it's, it's important to note because of the fact that they did not include things like private property in the Bill of Rights. Instead, they said this general pursuit of happiness thing. So that's why we're covering happiness. Happiness is one of those things that is just out of reach for most people, even though it's right there. And I'm going to push this and push this and push this. Your reality is what you make it when it comes to your emotions. There's nothing that makes you happy other than yourself. There are no set of circumstances. If, if there was a set of circumstances that just made people happy, then people like Jeff Bezos would be delirious all the time. And people like Elon Musk would be delirious as well, and they wouldn't be trying to go to the moon or to Mars or wherever the hell they're going, because they'd just be happy here with what they had. And the thing we have to remember is no amount of something external, and I don't care if it's money, sex, rock and roll, fame, I don't care what it is, no amount of something external will ever make you happy in the long run. You could have a lifetime supply of cocaine, just an unbelievable amount of it. And if you haven't addressed the things inside, you're still never, ever, ever going to be happy. Because it's always going to be just out of reach. That's why they said the pursuit of happiness, and not you have the right to happiness. And the reason why is because happiness is one of those things that most people find incredibly elusive. Even if they have everything that they would ever want or need, they're still not happy. Because happiness is one of those things that they think is just around the corner, is just beyond the horizon. So that's why I also put in the Colin Hay song, waiting for my ship to come in, waiting for something to happen. When this happens, I'll be happy. But why do you have to wait until that thing happens? Why can't you be happy today? It's up to you. So why have you decided not to be happy today?